they were winners before AVB cover Porto team no. Iti adwuma AVB ye Porto team no nya adwuma na an exceptional difficult job. Bia as adwuma na din say Mrs. Somo de omaba. When Amorim came to pick Sporting Lisbon, Sporting CP no na ye ka omo pre for league ni nyoma no Portuguese league ni mo a na Porto ni Benfica. They were the dominant force. So oyobi a wa be break the duopoly of Porto ni Benfica. Ade Sporting CP abedru baby asese no ono kura ni hono mo a coach bi obeba Sporting CP bia no will get results with the foundation now set was our team nim. So in this particular discussion we are making no you can say about someone who is a builder. If Liverpool wanted to do a certain job at Liverpool, I don't want to say there be. Your coaches are hold on your winners, but you're Jurgen Klopp. I could be a for Borussia Dortmund in free. Every Borussia Dortmund be compete by Munich at a certain point in time. It's young funny pebisa and about team no bet me about build team baby. I'm not saying Ruben Amorim when drew Jurgen Klopp. I'm not saying that, but I'm only trying to sell to you an idea behind the reason why certain teams appoint certain coaches at specific times. It is no nim the omo ya no mo sorry ya na Amorim bra be say fancy if Manchester United had won the Europa League enra kene ketianum ka komo ebedi ni se monko sanwe na monko sanwe after 2 years they will be back to where they are. Let's accept the reality. Say team na da form say tam. Team na da form say tam. It won't take a magic to work miracles. You can win the Europa League today. Obetima so forth, but in the long term, no vision need to say. What is the vision like about Manchester United in the long term? And Antonio Conte buyer, Antonio Conte buy about 1 season and 2 seasons. The rest of the seasons, whatever Omar Bereda mo person mo with United, they want to build something a best sustaining United for a long period of time. And I say, me need this year. Now the following season must go off. And I'm winning first 2 seasons. The third season is now me win team. Now also me say rebuild the. Every single fan is ready for a rebuild, but they are not ready to go through the pain of rebuilding. United fan be a rebuild. Oh, team need a rebuild. Oh, team need a rebuild. But the pain that is associated with rebuilding, you are not ready to carry it. Amorim Asa, Amorim Tatis, I say agreed. There are certain things we can agree upon it. But I'm asking you now. See, a coach Bepa na didn't be sitting with more players who are doing BB. And the mojo BB who are resemu say the next 2 or 3 seasons, you know, obetimi United they do top ana.
Yes.
Wontumi.
And this is a coach who did not want to come during the mid-season. And United na one before he joined United, now one of the respectable coaches in and around Europe. As a young coach, I due to
Europe no more now crescent the out timer. Chelsea munye pe coach Obetini Alenke Ruben Amorim na other clubs what's time money are they?
But Akume is so addressing Amorim. I don't get it. Nobody has said coach. Yeah, I mean, but nobody said Amorim good. 2 different concepts. Yes, that's my point. I want Akume.
I agree. I agree differently to that.
Vlas was a Juma, Amorim Juma. It's there. It remains there, and it has been football. Even when you player, I'm telling you, sir. Look, even United of Ferguson banner, they will not be looking at Ferguson of yesterday. So they will be looking at Ferguson to solve today's problems.
I don't agree.
And look, big club. Who is giving this guy to fail with Manchester United and San Wababe, a big boy?
You too, baby, or have a problem, Kakra. You see, you are speaking fact, but I believe that you have not come to the full conviction of the reality of Manchester United club. No. Oh, fact na okano.
So my point has been one.
Oh, fact pa na okano say it's a big club.
I always say
club no so channel.
Video be a poppy by no.
The heritage of the club. Newton, I agree with you about every single fact.
After the whistle, no camera no to Amorim so no court center so no interest. Look, those cinema can a lot to try, and we've lived by time. And come here discuss it. The money here then say, yeah, who will be? If you are telling us a Manchester United project, and you still want to convince me, say Amorim is the way forward here, I will tell you, say no. Sit down critically. National lineup game. Why he needed balance in the team? Why did Bruno Bar deep? And then Casemiro, how many games in the season, you know, and or drop it Bruno that deep war where you need the finishing instincts in the final third.
Can I come in with that?
He made a lot of errors. Milkas would defend based on the wire. I would say no. The wire remains the job for yesteryears. It has been football.
Fancy. Newton is speaking facts about the stature of the club. I believe the reality meaning that Newton in the full conviction of where United finds itself.
Reality, I'm already United.
Like baby, level now United the damo. Oh meba. New meba. A fact to say United standard any the omu ye ni nyina no endi semfata. It is a fact. Say a club like United carrying stage na and young coach ni Ruben Amorim. I had the on grounds about United.
The reality is some amount of time and you are looking for
and
results. And no
the internet a breaking every boy, every person for Manchester.
New Mamiri. The reality is
that the fans are looking for results. They are looking for results.
And apart from results, you can't convince me.
New.
That is the reality. And internet go ahead Akomia X you are here defending Amorim. Masha internet what trust because we are looking for the trophy.
New woman Kasana.
But also defend the guy wrongly.
Oh, I'm not defending
you are looking for
the guy wrongly.
Manchester fans per results.
New.
To woman Kasa.
Fancy. The reality on the ground here say team ni baby omo find yourself no fancy team ni wo fem. United about to a certain level say United is now a mid-table club in reality. What in the match no? Ohwa ohun no anwene ubuo. Iti club na kasa atena se Wontumi abereda mo ne Sir Jim Ratcliffe mo hu say da bi ebuo nie. Iti ebuo no say ne pese ye dey. Ye nwene no. Say ye nwene buo di say dia nipa wo ne pese ye de ne ba no ba nwene buo no. Fancy. Ensem a ye ka na bonten Sakrubi na Morim. I'm telling you say Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Omar Bereda, most of these guys they are not ready to sack Ruben Amorim.
Na some Abeka so almost on one.
And no team will rush into a decision like this. And sack Ruben Amorim abro mo na problem no. Because Ruben Amorim mo te ase say ono ne teams no opese tem bia no mo ye pre-season. And some was start season no. And Omar Bereda mo de share na concert in na try say the opportunity na anie. Bra. Edinaba. Edinaba.
He took the opportunity.
No, because if they wanted,
he took the opportunity and the rest.
New. If they don't want it,
he took the risk.
New.
And the opportunity. Because he took the risk and the opportunity. Match came calling mid-season. No, we are fan Shamoro. He chose it.
No. See, not deal no yes. Amorim say. Omo Sporting because Sporting was still in the Champions League. Also flew about my na Arsenal kwashe Sporting form. No be so you no say no. Omo man ultimatum cry for this. Say do that say no ama ye be come before.
And buy.
I know dem.
It's a hard decision. You are patrol you are not
also Pedjuman.
Also Pedjuman he took the risk and the opportunity.
Fancy.
The risk and the opportunity.
Fancy. The underlying thing about even the Bruno issue now raises and Bruno na deep where Manchester United has failed to replace players like Michael Carrick, Paul Scholes, Darren Fletcher in a long period of time. Even Eric Ten Hag by United, a drew maybe not just saw the Bruno never in Finfini just to make sure so Betima control the game. The Bruno issue underlines the wrong profiling of signings United have done. And the priority signings are also United to me at a moment in time. And the 4 coaches. And then Atimika say Bruno 2 coaches now but be up so you know number 8. Ten Hag, Ruben Amorim. Every single one of them wants to use him in that position.
Yes, a 10 no.
And there's some more pattern no. Bruno qualities no more is more than the Fifia. I don't know more penny Fifia. They are not getting it. So they will be forced to bring in a different player and a player on only a creative, to come into the midfield. I'm not here to say Ruben Amorim deserves 3 years for United. Menka say Ruben Amorim deserves 4 years or 5 years at United. No, I'm only trying to tell Newton, say. Baby, I say no. I fact say United ye big club. I fact say United baby omujina ne ade ni nyana. Kenya wu coach ni. But I say the reality dey try say. Baby United ne nam no. Omu ntimi nkopamu coach we nkofo before from Fanema. And there are a lot of factors e cause ade we mu. United sika semo nye opam no akotwa asen. Na akofo different coach awasa akotwa asen.
But so you also want compensation.
On the compensation, the one you are appointing, no, who friend is saying.
Well, Clifford Chamber for not to catch you, but my main friend now was so on. I'm say, Clifford say fancy. I disagree with Newton because this is the club that have tried the experienced winners, philosophers, and even club legends. Yet none of them worked out. So why not give this one time to build and grow together with the team? And a new super soldier say, may you know what time the mouse or build there now to say
for now,
that is the reality.
That is the reality. How many options there? Sergeant Ratcliffe, how many options there? Because I get the first mistake.
Next season, Crown, United and qualified Champions League, Crown, still now you are the rebuilding.
And I mean, no, me, you name the perimeters or Moody Bejina, so they are JJ Amorim next season. Because in the summer transfer, our players are moving target to Modebemano. Maybe next season, I'm catching Amorim. We want to see progress in this. And also, team that this position by this time. Yeah, Tianoma, yeah, Prince United and G League by next year. Yeah, yeah, Tianoma, I say, also United by hook or crook, and also dominating league in the junior by next year. But the reality, no one net is saying United are not ready to dominate. United is not ready to dominate. United top 4 on the crown. Many shows are ready to play it consistently every season. The team is not ready. Team is ready. And this is the perfect opportunity. Omo ankasenya, omo beti media to omo so be abesakini because with the Adidas deal, when United doesn't qualify for Champions League, omo 25% omo free the annual money they give to United. Players it comes down to the players. Now omo aka omo 1 year, omo aka omo 2 years, omo aka free. It's about who comes in to come and replace this particular squad. No matter what the Ruben Amorim person or day. Why no so? And everything that happened, no make KJ trophy now. Canadian Ketian, oh, United is back, but now what that down. Now the reality in Nani is a team near. Eric Ten Hag GFL Cup, Tiana, the team near. The following season, Ten Hag also say. Osakwaji FA Cup, no, oh, team near. They don't want to make that mistake again. I don't want to hear Ten Hag, no, they don't want to make that mistake again. Because we didn't take consensus players be that Zimone other boys video be she team ni mo a ene Ten Hag ne koy na dodo na omo hunu de omo ye. It's about a club policy now. Intina Christopher Vevel. Any Omar Barada, any Jason Walker say, who am Morimusu per Victor Gyökeres. Yes, so as a club near see per Victor Gyökeres. Yes, per wine Lion Dilap. All the choice in a name. Yes, you are a club no. So this is where team no rebuild the new opportunity ni be a bit mababa attach bit me aba.
Do you feel say no Sanka Ten Hag at the movie this season?
For Ten Hag to finish the season with us, I agree with that. Now I said that once me dey be am kasa same way. Yeah. Obi ask me defend Ten Hag do. That is the same thing you people said. And I would defend Ruben Amorim. Most I would defend me Ruben Amorim and next year sakena. Me have already said Europa League we o sanke sakeno. But me tell say train your man bebre ho a. Yemfa before any mirikatentem and pray and go take a decision because oh yeah bibiana understand baby you find yourself no. Yes sure ho na nwunu wubuo baby a wugina no. It na enyi no man betu fo say eh me ba wo ko baby asonson ho. Hwe baby a wo free ba. Because baby a wugina ni baby a team ni gina no. Fancy it is a fact United is a big club. One of the biggest in Europe. Attention was to the level of scrutiny. Postcos mu nyina kan obi na club no kwampo ogu.
Now to say big clubs now you can the Real Madrid and Barcelona's why rebuilding. There's
a difference between Real Madrid and Barcelona. Okay. Real Madrid, also Real Madrid failed to replace Sergio Ramos, failed to replace Marcelo, failed to replace Toni Kroos. Omo brand omo amre. Yeah. But omo so omo brand one season we na omo ye dey. Barcelona, Tama Lionel Messi call ye ge. Omo try ye. Omo replace and omo replace.
Yeah, Yamal.
I'm not saying Yamal ebedu the talent ni drew Messi, but at least Adena akoda na ye no. He's there. Musi Iniesta ko meboa. Iniesta replacement. Oman ko Las Palmas. Pedri dia no.
Yeah.
Anko fana ma. And the Pedri boy Iniesta ro na na so mo. Busquets ko mo ko fa wan Frankie de Jong.
So omo rebuilding no still now.
So in as much as these teams you know on Mesaka on 10 no obi to free mo they will make sure say nipa kro na all United January we nko amakusha for the other players free team nko mu replace.
But now your question and say
me ba wo omo replace sa players no. Mibusa offensive January. Players or Muja or Komu replace.
They are no cast or Pokrano. The sporting director.
So the sporting of direction of United is a huge problem.
Anything I'm going to be because get your man Busa Madrid nebas and yes, in as much as how big are Manchester or French as Jim Ratcliffe, and so I can so no dear Monamaya the biggest club in the world. Madrid to be shim, Barca to be shim in ano. Yet Zavino Obeji legal. But the influence is almost a bema.
And the reason is
Ten Hag. What G Africa, the Carabao, almost said no, and
and the reason is Barcelona and Real Madrid will give you as a coach what you want. It is Omokasi you have no reason.
Ancelotti, woman farmer no.
And yes, someone the Bema say Ebia, Ope player, Ebia me Toni Cruz, and Yama Toni Cruz.
Okay.
But the profile you want to they will give you a competitive squad. I'm not providing with a competitive squad. But United have not provided coaches with a competitive squad. It goes back to Jose Mourinho. Jose Tosso second in the league, Meboa.
Yeah.
Or we the following season, you just say, "Kasa, mumma me a competitive squad league in the meeting. I'm going to fight Diego Dalot." And I did just say Mourinho.
That's what Kaso Pematamos, Monet, Jerome Boat.
I mean, quick players, I'm going to say, Ole Ghana social say up a competitive team. Ole Ghana say up a Declan Rice, up a way. Players, man, I'm going to say, do they even buy a defensive midfielder? So, maybe United, meba. But look at when I see Thiago Motta, Juve manager. Look at the players at Juventus signing. They are requesting on Mototabano.
That is it, but he was sad.
That is it. That is where I'm coming from.
The big club mentality of Obusa, I want to say. I don't want to allow other clubs and your mama will
And I make that meeting. You are speaking facts that United is a big club. But I'm telling you, the reality is these big clubs in Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Mebao, in terms of the sporting project, they will provide the competitive team for you. But at United, the reality is almost failing to provide competitive teams for coaches. It is here, baby. United, United says, almost Saki Rubin and Morima. It is good, supporters never get to. But the next attack, no, baby team, no, so now general because this one is someone of UK war. Because the sporting competitive now, some
managerial changes there. My wife,
they have not been able to provide a squad competitive enough.
What
I say, Casemiro, open so competitive, mebao. Open so competitive. It's not about the price. Obianka say United the mocha. Me say assemble be the work and fact. United aboka. United the pure reality to say. Reality nature say Rafa Varane and Casemiro. In normal days, United projects now no person mo no. Those signings were unnecessary.
Whoa.
Oh, let me be honest with you.
But when you signing Casemiro, who the bars around it?
Fancy. 1 year there. Every 2 years are there.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to build something, Eric Ten Hag crumple profile and open. Did they give him a competitive player in that particular profile? Eric Ten Hag saw Frankie Dion Meboa. They wasted the whole summer looking for Frankie Dion Monsanka. But look at the difference in play on Mokofa de Baye. Man United the team replace Paul Pogba. Omo team replace in Meboa. Fred intensity no the Baye United omo team replace. Omo ton Scott McTominay one omo de Baye. It took a Pep Guardiola then the United in he will paper over the cracks. Next year I'm promising you the team will be at the same position.
Okay.
The whole sporting project, fact, Serbia United are spending United a big club. Say I agree with every single fact you are saying. I agree with you perfectly. But the reality reality is different from fact. To say United cannot provide a squad that is competitive enough for any coach to compete until they change. Say Anebe.
Whoa, Mate. Bromo Steve.
Now, let's see Newton, I enjoy a lot. Maybe I never felt free. The fact that you see, say I'm young putting your man right there. You might overlook certain things. You see, so be Virginia as a coach. It's not about a player. We are trying to eliminate the aspect of coaching from football, which I don't like. We are trying to eliminate the aspect of coaching. Say I for be new team, say you coach. My who coaching, our team so.
Okay, let's say I'm already buying.
All the things that we are saying. Yes,
I will see
we have to see coaching. But the nay football world, the nay yard to say, and Shadrach, me send you link be Rio Ferdinand after the game. Near all kind of say, I say, or miles away from the situation.
Oh, PR, Juma. I'm a PR there.
Many points now come here mention. Or you know, ye also a competitive squad. And on command when Diego Dalo. It was that time. It wasn't about Manchester United. They saw Mourinho as a failure. So guy no unya
okay, into the
to meet Pep Guardiola no. So it was Mourinho against them. But they failed to realize that a team no na best suffer. And truth be told, some Manchester City team no they give the 100 points now. They were unstoppable. I know this second. I say my best season. I know Koji Europa League.
Yeah.
But okay, in some Rio Ferdinand and now for no. You see, I know one say German football legends. Bayern will be Real Madrid will be Spain for no will be Inter Milan. But I mean, this all my podcast come with him now. We are somewhere. But the English team you always hear, especially Manchester United. None of them let me transit say Okoye coach. And I say Unye coach cry. Oko share the sporting that all seem lost. Or be fire now he had to change it. Because coaching is studying the quality of each player. Okay. Into a bit many player be so about two. But I had the ball no about two na and yet. But with quality coaching, wait my sport is here. Then he'll be better off as a winger and as a mono midfield. My main fan and coach na minya the best out of sa player. Fancy mo be and that Manchester United squad in the Kutom and yet terrible squad. If you have quality coaching, Europa League against Tottenham shouldn't be a difficult for you. So quality coaching. It's not about that. Finance no, you're born changing energy. So final no, Tottenham a winning game no. Oh, winning game no from March no money Chelsea boy no. Go and watch that clip. Game now Manchester United ni Chelsea boy. You know your friends Dogu. Where the last time I was telling you say I would prefer playing short further up the pitch than say Oberbo. Look at how Omo defended deep possession net saying Omo fanyashi. But in him say Manchester United have a tendency of conceding silly goals. Inti I dey about Beba. Inti defending and they were playing a way affected Tottenham how they defended. Inti danso Beba bishim. Why are they danso Beba at that stage? Because on se munyina mo balloon ball no. Inti aerial superiority. Yanko claim for you. Catching our friends there Rasmus on your threat to us. Between or no any Zegzi a bit dynamic. Onimbo no boy pa. Oh yeah, dear. Given time, he will be a good player. But Manasama, not only players, man. No. Oh yes, I will coach in a free football because there are coaches be or coach team be and as even community games only mobile. But also or teach them now on him say me the way see say. In the meantime, you need to be smart. That's where I agree with Newton say. I'm no, I will say it's not always about you. In 2% of chess Messi man, I'm saying 70 something or you waste. But Meza, since the departure of Sir Alex Ferguson, me who club what top world-renowned names in football than Manchester United. Schweinsteiger aba, Radamel Falcao aba, Angel Di Maria aba, Casemiro aba, Paul Pogba, and they Messiah making reference to Paul Pogba, which many are Jopa, but who himself Messiah Bakaya. Timer Pogba or Hokran. Most United fans no more criticizing Pogba.
Yes.
So on said Messiah who the quality as an analyst. He knew that player will win here. Now occur any replacement. And truth be told, in 2017, when they were winning the competition, it was all about Paul Pogba. In the final. Yes.
Europa League best player.
Yes.
Of the year. No?
But almost a fee now they got on Europa League. And then Pogba should be doing better. And by when Jose Mourinho no problem. I'm watching the captaincy no free in him. Yes. You see, so United asked them, yeah, signing. Only 2 years players in Liverpool dey na okano. They sat down. No, say we don't want to go the way Bimoko. Until for now, you see my Martin Skettel ne Koro Ture Musa and Omoko final losing the Europa League. And almost share a 9-year period and success came. Liverpool and top player be a who names or Mokotono. But they went in according to their system, the structure, the umpers or Moyano, and Omoko for players that fitted that system. No players a fit coach, you know.
No, I mean,
technical guy. What's say the only no, but the squad and also submit me a mound.
Dear, what better no?
You are better,
baby.
Yes,
took her back, Chelsea. Almost Sake Lamb.
Yeah.
When a quite important took her by no. Or buying a squad no better.
I think
Lampard quite about better. No be training and upon the most clubs need training 10 a.m. in the morning. But Tuchel arrive and ne to push training quietly. Kona the chain our Kakubo Wolves.
Yeah.
Or by one person be consider goes in team because PSG back for one training session in the afternoon. The following day against Wolves or come back to that game. Hanson or board to say there, Bomb was 0-0. The next game, the rest is history.
Yes.
Or board three back now who said no.
Yes.
Then three back in the Belgium, so it boils down to the
and naturally he's a four-back manager.
Naturally, should be a quality in a fire BB.
And that is the element that generation, you see a free football man pay. It's coaching.
Coaching is important.
I will never agree with anybody at Manchester United that fails to say Ruben Amorim buy, he should adapt to these players. Yes, make disagree with any, and I have my reasons. Do you know the irony here? There's no club in the world. Manager Bibaba, Ebeka say players in it, yes, Saki players and who you know for players and bra. And no squad the next 30, 11. There's no way say Manchester United major 80 coin every. So whoever comes in. Maybe Manchester United any the moral right to even think of sacking this gentleman.
Why?
They don't have the moral right because almost Saki will be at a stage and he so deep in the season. It means say analyzing your man say he's the right fit for time in a decade. So if he's the right fit, then you don't have whatever every decision you make in life, there are risks associated with it. So who analyzes the risk factor and the degree of risk until they knew the risk factor associated with bringing Ruben Amorim on board. So whatever comes out of it, United a team, if not for Leicester ne Socha, they were candidates for relegation. Check the table. Out of 111 points, you're fighting for in the Premier League. Almost 39. Out of 111 points, almost 39. Check the table. I stand to be corrected though. So what I say. So, Francis, say Koyane say, Oba any Antoni Nipa man.
Come on, you call relegation there.
It will never happen.
Don't say that.
I'm being honest with you.
And Nubina Rangig Skoka say Manchester United will never be like Liverpool. Because of the strong foundations.
These are two different things. Ryan Giggs was speaking as a former player and a legend of United who doesn't want to see Liverpool get to the level of United at some point in time. But as a pundit, Ryan Giggs in common now may I will not agree. But United issue now make an say relegation issue now if say if boys I'm telling you for a fact, if they want to win a game, normally they survive here, they would have done it.
I said no, they needed the trophy.
And they needed the trophy, and then not lose nearby, I'll pointly say, because bro, I'm coming in.
Bruno, after the game, say, no trophy, no more.
I'm coming in. I'm coming. One say, Okachem say, I shouldn't bet my balls with these players. So when I tell you, squad ne kuta United, say, coach Bia Obefana Bebiano, Obebra, because Ukra Unyomundi na coach. Steve, Unyomundi na coach. Meno United, baby, Omudina say, and no game now, boy, fancy. I would say, if they had some 1 or 2 players be even affronter, that game would have been done there.
The Chelsea Champions League so be crowded about. Anyway, I can have it. Timo Werner and Mason Mount. But Senka Chelsea what to say Bruno Fernandes and KB boy Tana.
And no na me busa was say
I didn't can have it. Timo Werner and Mason Mount. Off from 3. But Man United.
But we can have it.
civil point ni gina say coach
we can have it we can have it any team over now no my Chelsea and team over now Enfa the previous season one and another player of the year
Mount.
what did the mention as no Meba. And even that season under Thomas Tuchel I'm not making a mistake. Newton who failed to understand the reality of
best player last year
so you see the truth is that
best player last year
the truth is that
it is football your form is a recency because I could say last year form you always need to have a form football is a recency last year
you see United the almost family they will need time they will need time but a back quality any game changes in terms of players United are Toby squad na wo ho no enye squad a e doomed sir so unya coach
Messi, I coaching. Messi, I coaching. I Manchester fans in the couple. Oh my God! What's the work for someone who's out of town? You are crying in there because of the work and team is also defending. I'm running ball, also defending. I'm running the guys. Also, was coming, guys. I'm moving around. Meza, Monsorry, that couple men is Torres Lianco. Couple Brandy and Koi, Mr. Time Couple mechanics say. Hey, yes, over Candy.
Me, Kabi. Made my career that. The Mekaya and is a bomb person Wontumi, and I'm going to be any. Into the Gakra can say. Sharak, my Chelsea logo. No, most of Betis on the story now. Yes. Betis on our logo on the Anomatum. Chelsea is our Quadianoma. I don't be at the Anoman. The boy said, I feel a corner. I don't be Betis getting the Betis for to say. I'm about to never find an idea. Chelsea so do man no maba. And they will be a man. We also room. One man boss Chelsea. You have got the man no room. Yes, nice one. I don't mind. Come on. That's 4 years. United for conference. Okay. Sunday. Well, your room now for you to us look at now. You ever said you are my ACTA. I know partner you catch us and you say women's way a champion. You so more for squad with Managerial club. Ne hadi. Oh, obey Juma. I don't know if you want. Obey Juma. Obey Juma. Club obey Juma. It's Jovenis Group A fixtures no. And pay 8 a.m. and Route 60. So more any Siam Secrets a boy yes I give no and day. My secret for no Route 60 I come you know. So Route for no Siam Secret for the come you know. Emma or Wontumi and TNT 2-1 against a CM Socrates the reporter if you ever Anglo ladies woman summer test ladies and also 10:30 and Euro studio na game no eguso ekoso anafe we samba ladies woman oak ladies about 3 p.m. and no game no so ebeba so nti say and no so tie hwe do no so betima ye na afi Premier League no enu amatima kama e de amomo e the southern zone nti ye won sem ebeba ye rem e division 1 na hwe said Nuama ebisi akwanyame adoma 8 days to go and no on the 30th and I share ni mu say 11 there's so many RT1 and about the Ghana Premier League no na ya said Nuama ebisi akọ e dia fa na 11 there's for no we be so my ready e mo hwe say mo ba na fi o ma be hwe say Premier League no o betimi aba na fi o ma bobo ba kwan bia so o me share RT supporters no e the message kakra ma fans no and afi RT RTU for so no o be say nko mu wie game no kra be first half nanka o ma wie game no nanka RTU for ma koda kra yenti 11 on this kakra
ma yempanyi for no mo tikina ko ma chamamba se ne yempanyi for na kurura na playing no yansa no ma ba so once again little o mo time say yes premier no mo de be ma tikina ma na kono ma yeso ya kika for yeso ya de na de wa o ma ko de na adu se adana be ba be she nsem nje kika for yeso ya de na se be ba ko she park so enormous na park nyama e nyira kan rumbom na yentim kota boys na chi me aka me se boys na say sro mo first half na ko ma ke game dia no go playoff de bibia du ntonya chance na o se wutumi de ya adwuma no dia ma se na be ya so ya ne ba je say the premier about to plan because last season kabade star one net
no wie na double ono so one man supporter kese pa ono brofa kese and the RTU team nechi double enso say why ready omo RTU for so yes omo support no omo de be call game no mti double de kakra etudwa
playing the 15 minutes of football of game. RTU will survive them 3-0 before halftime. They can't put the additional to RTU. RTU is the team that people are individual of this ignorance of the world is watching for RTU in Ghana Premier League. So if RTU is Premier League is available for everybody. My honorable double prepare for the playoff is just like those who are in aggregate of or those who are in surviving of the death craft are all individual to support RTU to come back to the Ghana Premier of the league, to come the top of the league. RTU is the convention of the league, removing from league to coming back league in the same categories of the year to survive the league. If RTU, Ghana Premier League, there's no RTU individual of the league is not cooking. It's only RTU can cook them.
Double and double super supporter honorable double brofa kesi also starting to him or the akuya kesi him double no one not double understanding na onte ne no yes your room ne I say why na beba no ye the update beto so until see be room on the 30th na ya heard you no betime room or the Ghana Premier League nyame adoma efe no so the report eba ne say omo abo adwuma mo hwe say a start time for no betimi abanafi woman ya be adwuma for the next 5 years na ya hwese Ghanaian league ni betimi atwa mana ya fam obi enya bi enso etima hwe 6 million Ghana cedis and a 5-year contract in the Ghana Football Association wo mo ebenya film na for mo de adwuma eviama Ghana football enso etimi agina ye no ensem kakra efri onom ede be de wonsem no the mayebewrem na fi ato aso nations woman ya bre as a Ghana league ne de wo me se nuama ebetimi akoyi pa no mo resa transfer no womo ebebi ntime te se Alidu Mohammed e o Lagos cities on me for than ojabo tietia so no wono omo se ja omo ekwa obetimi abanti reporter ba ne se Alidu one player omo ewese obetimi erem na afi ye di enkomom e de afri one ehun se de nuama sitie na se de omo pa Alidu yi na omo hwese de nuama enso besi akọ ne ye no omo edi nkomo awura ni nations a ye wese de nuama ebesi akọ na omo emodema omo ball league no no said the new Mexico next game against Samates and a nation's deputy communications director no ebon komo a wade nsem kakradi tuja on game amo ebo Samates on Sunday saying and a game no be see according nsem kakra etuja nti nsem a ode tuja.
Well, yeah, because preparation you saw, I consider it could be that important tree against Lagos City or Legon, Accra. I think they drew Tuesday, so I was Saturday morning. Mama not give up to Sunday. He prepared very well towards Samate's game because nations has in Samate's our tradition right from Division 1 and he actually say our tradition ever trust and he said nations it's really Samate's a boom it me
Well, Arian Sem Kakoria Tuja on Emmanuel Ano final mo demand and I belongs to Jesus out struggle nenim Kotokoni nations no mo final of 500 cedis so was say omoni player na kasa the omo skano makutia na do mo kan say o ma two players no for say sa de no when na o manye bi mi ntie Sem Kakra okafa ho
Well, I think that football and the man you should say Abrantiano, it's your football, Emrano. She Babon, Yajitu, Emma, final band, once a year, each year. And then going forward, so no, like I said, I didn't know, my EBC.
Well, Henry and Sam Gakodia to Jarazak Simpson. So, yes, this office now hold on neighbor teams now, imagine so on the final. Aqua one Sam Etisay and also trim.
Well, for now, you make that kind of say, Razak Simpson, but that's why Nishin Chelsea with player as the captain. And then, what's the performance now? For a player, here on the club man and the budget. She offers here. Instead of anything concrete official. So, they would use the event say, you official letter every various clubs. No. The best share, the best a branch, the career, a branch interest.
Well, Arian Summer, if you are say office need be brief free amononia, by African clubs in the brief or more, and Sabit Macanamu and confirm me and family. Nemo your report nature say office need be and so it me about Sante Kotoko. I am Sino is a report I mean second say Coach James Kosiapia. What a recommendation I'm a team say foreign players you or no and a jinama always will be to me a day or more aba a diama the technical team no say or more a bit to me players na maintain a recommendation foreign players ni mi no ne Coach James Kosiapia and a young Wajuma a day ama team na no a kakra ba no pana me catch say Samba O'Neil so reporter ban say no I make a recommendation be from Congo player be and so a striker our free Congo eba our no so ye hwe nanim e wa lekoja training ground so no ba be so na ho de ahwe na ehun no modemo na say efa no no so o matimi aboa na no so abebo adwuma ezi ama kotoko Abdul Karim Zito our coach ezi na technical director for now the Kotoko no reporter ba ne say nkoma Kotoko company for didi wa akire ni ade no e kire say ni nyina ne say adwuma no yemfa ne na onto aso na ommo ema Kotoko abra omo ogiri say matches a wabo idie oye coach na betimi aboa ama crop bi afa ne ntoma perfect no sa wote say bi a omo confirm ne so no ebe next coach a ema no enye onwanwa yerem e wo brekum Chelsea omo ene Kotoko FA Cup game omo boy no who say JC na ehye omo pitch no so no na brekum Chelsea Jason nanim no on say MTN sponsor the FA Cup brekum for no say omu use Chelsea for na use logo no e wo Jason nanim esen komo no koso amomo ye ya but omu se da bi omu sponsors into omu MTN no mo manim reporter ba say FA a charge omu ese omu mra na afi omu me yinsem bi ano omu until Monday na omu ba behwe say no be come on 26 omu mre no omu responded to charges omu di abo omu say adenti ana the lead sponsor wono o sponsor FA Cup tournament bono o say o sponsor nti umfa engu animu then pretty much so koso then na amaso eno ye esi FA no nsama wo mu edi ababeda for bana for mabirima fancy Daniela Martin so anya bedu ewo Kumasi ni nyina ne se oba bebo chi project a opem so no ana ono so oba bebo no donate kakra na ye de aboa konfa no chi nti ono aba bedu a isi enche kra interviews ni ade ebe koso a no enso ye kakra fro de ba nti senior man no say why feel so yi cash ni ade a to scout airport one say baby Jozo gade enchenche say you will come nti enwe koso nti ehwe interviews ni ade be koso nti ehwe say amate kra de no beba na ye na bonko makakra go na reality say no mu trotro buying bi
as me mo bi say ya yebo na mboa nana onwa okay nana yebo wo mate
ti de kakra wom no
ya se kapo ya se mamemre ye nkuma na afi ye nhwem
yeah, transfers one year both foreign and local gaming. Maybe a season no. Obviously, some of these stories, transfer related. Nations Epe Alidu Mohammed of Legon Cities. Usually, it's become a key character of our game. Everything be our struggle, be our Obako relegation onko. You can find out certain key players, very good performance, be a team performing. So, yeah, now a cut an extra length. can't say be about our game say sikasem enko na ya na the clubs ni be break relegation no nemom enye the talent availability ya na teams ni wo. For instance, R2 call relegation ya Baba Kusibo oko Samatex. Alasa Mankunyeli eko Samatex. I have had a couple of players in my team. Yes, Hilaria Double eko Samatex. Tamale City eko relegation no. Godfred Aban oko Mediema. God knows Japasu oko Mediema. These are quality players on Nimbo. Samson Eduku Otukwaino Aba Kotokoi. But for core relegation, Saka Dauda any opportunity Oba Kumasa Santi Kotokoi. Emmanuel Kobe Koda say one of the best goalkeepers in our league. Emma Bibiani Gold Stars. Kevin, the same team Kevin Opon also Bibiani Gold Stars. You have other players to say and there's Ankara or no need to trying to call Africa a central defender. On a partner for Kevin Opon Ewo Bofono. Bofo squad no Elijah there, Bofo Omono my 11 or Cop Vision. So usually you look at these clubs, I have no relegation, and I can go on and on and on and tell you, say you have other quality players in their midst, yet they go to relegation, and no extra mile to tell you, say it's Sem Nayana Emomoko. Now my point here is say Aliju is a quality player. Now Legohono, and you don't call any but I know other players with team more. So Legon relegation, move. But this is my point. At the end of the nations, I chase Aliju Mohammed. Kotoko any club obey do obey that Kubabo Kotoko chasing the Kofano. No. Liberty, but that's Mickey. Our hopper. Sometimes only team be bar. Once one player be know or how. Team require the following day. So I understand now relations Koboligo. I am sure. Sahono Aliju Mohammed no. But nations in Tony Boise. Now on shit team no ye pa. Where they are heading towards areas as I said improve. Sadiq Alasa and about 6 say the nations on the Wild Stars and a Ghana Premier League, you know.
Experience room.
I am telling you, almost how Badu Kachre on Finfio. Anytime coach can say Mingo Baba double pivot or Badu Kachre and a Sadiq Alasa. But the two be Albania Kevin Poffo, I'm telling you for a fact. Open 6, I do more your league, you more ball. After say Sedu. A free Samatex, ye pay 6 ahodo after sa Glido Tanga free as folk, ye pay 6 ahodo after sa short come Mohammed a free Accra Lions, ye pay 6 no. Kevin Ampofo, find the guy. Yo, look out for the boy. Akumia follow no. He's 1-6 for nations and he's a very good player. Ni age no form. So many Kevin Ampofo to nchen. Once I saw Paula kwa wonfinfio. I mean nations in trouble. I am sure say Ali do on your nations obabo. Especially Legon cities. Echo relegation into Kubenya. Naka make us make Alidu. Alidu winning ball. We a very good player. But media make some nations, and I'm saying, say, in terms of priority, in terms of recruitment, and yet their whole profile on the nations here, they have your profile in abundance. But nations say here center forward, especially with the presence of Faisal Chawate and Emmanuel Anono. Only a very, very good players, very, very good strikers. Chawate no a Lydia go Keno. Asana man koneba be hadwene. And Emmanuel Anono form our one second round minimum attack be all form see Emmanuel Anono. They have the 2 strikers available. But I want balance for nations. Nations, I want check ano any Faisal Chawate. Omi me nyina ye pepe. Coach ni cry I didn't know to be 2 players no. Yes, they play with a lot of mobility. They are technically gifted as center forwards. And they run a lot around the box. They have close control. I mean, 2 players in our huge potentials. And imagine me say, a Konya center forward bit say Kwame Pokumo type on one. No, I'm about to say more. I'm running, I'm dribble, I'm cretino. Because that's an opponent to be demanded Kwame Pokumo profile. No? And Opesa Uji League no Africa. Why don't you prepare for that? It remains my opinion. It be a club no so who don't pay some ye. But the end money ye jumano. Omuka fanaba. Ebiana and I'm do one saying coin. But media me the proud in a Kasama nation dia. I will say in that department of method, they have abundance of meat, but they need balance in the final third. Sekotoko atimia kase ombe maintain coach Zito dia. Me catch us baby o say you no one no players in mu. O say you no players no omo ye o say ye. Every player wants consistency in terms of the technical department. Odaho wakoye training chale coach no so be yin dio what say yaw it disrupts you you train your way say coach Ben Eba say we it really disrupts you and it becomes a crack in the team so Zito and you maintain the coach congrats who deserve so be adwuma no you don't your profile is not devoid of experience. Africa what could be for national teams and then for club football why a former player for Kotoko e dia de naka dia ka no akoye your dream so na dia ba no I will support this move so coach Kwesi Appiah na pen company for team animu e de adwuma no ama coach Zito dia me salute omo pa and I wouldn't want them to be making extra mistakes after say coach Zito call you know because about some disrupt squad no as if squad na good but mo na mo coaching department na consistent e mo mutimi improve boys no ye twa ne achia ne banche opese boy o de hwanwe anim a ade achia kotu utu fi anwe anim a fa hwehwe ho saa edi wan yi a no sa busa ho say banche na duane no woyi we don't do that in football the cut and chop no doso so Zito na ye adwuma na I've seen the guys have gotten some lot of confidence in him and obo matches they show so coach Zito and yaw I'm so mudi adwuma na man dia I support it 100% and I would love a second Zito no and also better adwuma so I feel say yaw me pick some to be for Africa po hono no
oh meza
yes fancy I say tension in terms of the Ghana Premier League with the last 3 matches to go. But I'm happy with Baby and Newton in terms of squad planning and what others want to do. Say no, I say opposition on the league, no opposition in other competitions in the bachelor or the obey. As it stands, I think say for the league, there are 3 teams in the defeat. Obia and Adia so Bia and Adia so Kokum. And if you are signing a player, so I also put it into context. Say, if I should qualify for Africa. Fancy these kind of players ni betimi di omabo ana because nation signing so mo ye no bebusa on say be a nations that is on at the top of the league so be a sha the matches aka na nations age league meboa signings na nations special all year no ye the CAF Champions League results be na the bebre no we go stars na so be signings a bebusa on say nations slipping na be top players are sign your way and there's one mistake I teams in ya. It would be a fancy me dream
okay.
Whether they go to Africa or not, almost squad planning for next season, so it would be a questionable kakra. The authors second no. Almost what squad planning, you won't say about the following season, no, uncompetitive no drop here, no better so be a 4th and a 5th, no be any table. The other African also no, or your squad planning na on planning a squad that or move competitive in league. At least Africa no crown move free mukrana obenya the consistency say league no betima sa gibe masako
ana amu person mani da hwan sana o maye
fancy bibia obeye bia no we nations abia da say no o yes squad planning bia also yes squad planning do be G league ni next season bia mo
yes what target Africa no dada
what you say so your baby any go stars abia wo da na wo say signings a wo ye no fancy what the target next season say league no obetimi a compete agibia mo. So I kotoko na wo ye signing na e wo so ye signing say betimi de wa compete for that wo anya ne sa no fan to nyoma yi at the end of the day you go back na investment na why ni nyina na asa hye agukwa it is sometimes $10,000 and 30,000 and 50,000 and say for bebo Africa na bo wi na ba no asa be hye say scan biem say kwa it me the ananya dini bebrebe it's high time at this our clubs understand the sporting projects and work alongside with it. No mu didi say adwuma no anya sa ye be ko ne aba be si wo de bia ye be ko ne aba be si wo de bia ba me dese league ni mu so ye hye de ba because say the next 3 games are very crucial for any single of these teams.
Okay,
the okwa away the otena fie but 57 56 54 54 House of Folk here out.
For now.
Mathematically, you can put them in, but I'm pray for league. The party House of Folk here out.
Okay.
Heart of Lions bet match league na mana because 9 points.
Yeah.
9 points. They were 54 no one. Of course, 63.
Yeah.
Summertex Edge League in the Summertex the Energy League. That means the 60-point mark in the winner clock here league in the GNO. You are closer to it. Nations betting me up drop it closer to the league title by winning this weekend's game against Samatex. Omuko 16 na oma hit Samak na dia closer. But more last game on Heart of Lions bebo. But Heart of Lions will also need to hit the 16 mark as an Omesia out of Omesia. Nations in the last game. The last 3 games in the day. What all the teams will be also my head.
Obia or Timmy Jiman ye be answer match on any.
What take us a Heart of Lions on?
David. Zoma Edi.
What take us a nations on?
David.
I'm talking about your transfers. I'm talking games na kasa no mobile no. What take us a between baby and Nikoto? Aha. Any braba.
Obi aye na de.
Obi aye na de. Obi aye na de. They say nobody can pinpoint say win a Beji League no. You can't. Now no na Mike be analysis better the chances of baby any Go Stars. Asa dane.
There am a league na competitive say no man focus any.
Getting to the latter stages of the season there, I would say I am very competitive. And the last 3 games no trade the and even say no relegation no can say me look that. Yeah. And also back when I was here on so very critical. She baby Accra Lions da. She Karela. Yeah. No vision. That means baby are safe within the next 3 games. You got the next 3 games in 9 points. All the 9 35 from one. You're talking about 44 points. Yeah. So 44 points and the mark no siwo bechemo. What am I say? Yeah. Mark ni siwo bechemo, but realistically, I think some mark ni besi 41 points due to the home dominant force away league. No. It is a be away Accra Lions and I be 3 matches. So there is a likelihood say the end of was Rokrania so home matches 2 away back. Yeah. So for home matches 2 no kana the 35 no one that means end double 41. Because home dominant league. Yeah. It's even say 2 games no be say ofie. But away the end there until go for 3 points in November. It's 41 the benchmark. If the 41 is the benchmark, that means Baseke Holy Stars in safe.
Okay.
Young Apostles and safe.
Okay.
Vision FC and safe. Karela and safe. Lions and safe.
As a free 37 whole banning in
37 e ba be si baby Accra Lions wo.
E wo no. Obi a tiniko.
But Lagos City ni so atremai. Omoko.
Okay.
Karela ebe kon in the next game. Vision kon in the next game. It is a the dynamics of winning the league in society quite confusing in here say had omo top no Nations Heart of Lions as Antekotoko baby any Go Stars say bo omo wa say hani bibia na in Baseke Young Apostles Vision Karela Accra Lions a uyembe hihyew
kon also survive relegation
e was almost survive relegation it don't twema
uni points bi o obeji o kon also be survive
it won't twema se shaba betimi aboy with omo fixes na kebe me de pa because minim say 2 games e be tough because I know Baseke Holy Stars Nations be ko Nations e boss Samatex go fie wi the next game o ko Baseke
yeah
dependent on the results of Baseke benya e won the next game results no say Nations e bo home na the second on the last battle match no be ko Baseke the other miss Baseke weekend wo ko away say Baseke ko away the probability say Baseke ho be kire no away no osoro that means only Nations e ko bo fie na enya match ketua Nations so last game on the Heart of Lions and ebebo so as at that time so Heart of Lions so ni Nations points and that so yeah 3 points now they will also fight and get something from that resource especially abro bobo fie Heart of Lions ni bebo Nations in the last game but before Nations game no or hamobo kotoko ebebo Go Stars oboria the next games no no hwamo na ebo sa relegation side because kotoko ma so vision ba ko bi wom last game so vision no so won turn before the last game na
kotoko wi obebo me die mansa no akobo
ba baby o me die mada no I say Nations is Samatex game no
yeah
Samatex will need the points but I don't think it really affects the table for Samatex in terms of what they mention yeah ha na your motor for and I can say top 4 na yakobo Gaka na ya kwese bia baby abedi na scale be chiche no benya wo so no de And Mediama fighting for the league.
There we.
It's Samatex fighting for the league. What am I saying? Yeah. But I say, oh, Bobby to say Vision, Karela, Young Apostles. And I say, oh, Bo Wankasa Hunko for. I don't know more pre-league now. And one has a meaning now. But this is a opportunity this weekend because Samatex then in young because Kotokoni baby any go stars that's raw. Or Mummy either say pie.
And now Baku be taking
lead.
And also. But me who say Karela or chance or because me say the last game no in so change or 3 points or no
relegation zone interesting. No, but it's looking scary for Accra Lions in terms of relegation. Osha Accra Lions game Karela beko Vision. Vision ebe share Karela ewo home our tema. Karela betne fie ne Young Apostles na abo. Nti guarantee a side I share media ma wo home ope survivor dey. And we are also free 3 points against Insuatre. Nti e ho no obenya 6. For 6 in the back card wenya already no. Unse Karela save.
Yeah.
Now we are about Accra Lions. Accra Lions and what the most difficult matches.
Okay, Karela what 3 points a bag.
Yes, what the no Young Apostles they know obenya 6.
Yes.
Now Accra Lions obo House of Folk. Hey, about Dreams FC. And son or Bob baby any Ghost Stars. As a Ghost Stars about one competitor for the league.
Yeah.
Nipa Bakuso also fighting for
the relegation.
And Ghost Stars match no aye home. So for safety no Accra Lions game no ending. I just say Friday also share has at all costs.
Yeah.
At all costs. Yeah. The games na kano. Also saying na
and this Vision any you can say Karela advantage.
Yes.
Because of 3 points yes. From Jones at Trema.
Vision so 3 points.
Yes.
Also at 3. I was at 3. After this round,
almost a tight corner.
Oh, a tight corner. And also share Dreams FC, a share class of folk. And son of say beer. Or Pedro be over baby any near head to head.
Okay.
Into a more in a party.
That means weekend we know a musubeti me atibako.
Yes.
Vision the Karela Nanka say Bob.
Into Vision, I was 6 points. For 6, no. Or 3 points. Oh, Obesha Karela home. Vision in fact 3 points that when you from
yes
in Swatch no koka the points na currently or one it is a Shadrack Bema sa original table na or the mine
Vision 36
it's 3 when 39
na or share Karela Kahua or 42 Ghana league so safety near 42 till before Kotoko no when you
42 points
Olympics score 44.
But the current league situation, no, my league in this one,
but this season, the Premier League on average, also when you're 42. It's the Accra Lions, I would say, or 35. I also share has I got 38.
Yeah.
Now I share Dreams, I got 41.
Yeah.
And San I got point wall into one relegation, idiot. Accra teams no me.
But Karela they also Karela above Vision, but also 3 points in the back.
Karela above Vision no lose here. Karela no
3 points.
Yes.
And number 38.
And you are 6 in the can
that 38 in the last game no one able.
Oni Swatre.
Baby on say you Swatre 3 points in the can one because
38.
Because ni Vision is difficult.
Almost match. Okay, yeah the 3 now can 38. For Karela. No, some boy Young Apostles who home.
Young Apostles who baby or dinosaur 37. Here 4 points or 5 points
to survive.
37. Also who see Heart of Lions. Who see Heart of Lions or home.
Only Heart of Lions bebo.
Only Heart of Lions.
We can say Mubeti.
Only Heart of Lions bo we are no Tamale.
No about Karela.
No about Karela.
It is so
no about Bechem.
It is a Heart of Lions, no, winning. A Young Apostle winning no, or 40.
Or 40, yeah.
Na or Tamale, which will be lose. Now, kind of last game against Bechem.
Bechem, so are we.
Into Bechem, so Timmy winning, Bako 43. For Bechem, Obetimi, Ako.
Baseke, so was second game against Nations.
Baseke Holy Stars, I was
37. Also 37, sir.
And only one game at home. The 2 matches now.
Away. The only home game 2 is against Nations.
Hey, any more do you? Relegation zone.
But the need the dempa no Accra
Lions.
So Baseke e winning home again first was nations cry.
Yeah.
40 points. Still on your guarantee. But these games, 3 games win.
Accra Lions
you can't guarantee victories for Accra Lions.
More day, maybe more day.
This season, yenya Accra teams mienu a likely say and a bit difficult away league. I think say a lot. You bet about who wins the league and the last one our relegation are complete.
Okay. Me da so Steve anafi akomia yerem na afi yedi nkomo na ye ne power specialist empany for atwetwe nkomo na no pay because say ho yare edokro ni nyina no ye ho aduro